There will be no love lost this Valentine's Day weekend when POW Pro Wrestling presents Heartpunch, Saturday, February 15th, live from downtown Eugene, Oregon. I'm the commissioner of POW, the influencer Brian Zane, joined as always by the impresario, Mr. Ooh La La. Mr., I gotta ask, you being from France and all that, are you in the loving mood this Valentine's Day weekend?
I'm always in a loving mood, but my love is selective. Fine wine, fine food, fine lovers, and of course, my love, my affection, my appreciation, my encouragement of the most beautiful man in POW, Charlie Avell and Sicario, huh?
Absolutely. The Dynasty is a hot act in POW, and I'm sure the Powder Keg has something to say about you and your guys in the Dynasty as well. We'll talk about that a little bit later on this show, but we've got a stacked card to break down for you here this month. For POW, we are going to be live once again from Eugene, Oregon, and live on our YouTube channel starting at 7 p.m. Pacific time. You will be able to watch all the action live and in living color on our YouTube page. And Mister, let's talk about, first of all, the POW Pro Wrestling Championship. We got to start strong here, and Amira has certainly been nothing but strong in her defenses of the POW title. She has really been doing a great job taking down any and all opponents in her way. But Mister, we have seen before that wish list of Amira's. She has been coming to me month after month with demands of the opponents that she wants to face for the championship. Some of them have worked out fine, others, in the case of Ethan HD, not so much. She had the brutal battles with him over the last couple of months, but now she's really gonna have to step up her game because she is going to be facing a Northwest icon in Nicole Matthews.
Perhaps the greatest women's wrestler in the entirety of Northwest Wrestling, Nicole Matthews, returning to POW. She was here a year or so ago, defeated Kikyo. Now she's back. She's here to set the stone, recast the die, and become the POW Pro Wrestling Champion by defeating Amira, huh?
That's right. We've already made history with one female POW champion. Could the next champion also be a lady in Nicole Matthews? We'll have to find out, but here are some highlights of Nicole Matthews in the ring, and we're going to follow that up with some words from our champion, Amira. Take a look.
There's a lot of people who think that I don't have what it takes to be a champion. They don't think I have what it takes because I'm new. I don't have a whole lot of experience. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Funny Bone, Vinny Massaro, Sandra Moon, Ethan HD, Matt Brannigan, all of them found out that it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this. What matters is how much heart and soul you put in when you step into that ring. Now, Nicole Matthews, you are one of my heroes when it comes to Northwest Wrestling, and I've been looking forward to this match for a really long time. And just like the rest of them, you're gonna find out exactly why I'm the POW Pro Wrestling Champion.
Some strong words from the Tower of Power. She's definitely going to have a full plate this Saturday night when she defends the POW Championship against Nicole Matthews. And Mister, speaking of Matthews, we do know that she's going to be riding down from British Columbia with somebody else competing and making a return to POW Pro Wrestling this Saturday, going against your guy in Charlie Avell. I'm talking about Artemis Spencer, the 20-plus year veteran, former Defy World Champion, is making his trip back down to Eugene to take on the most beautiful man in POW Pro Wrestling.
Artemis Spencer, you're very familiar with the Great White North, Canada, a beautiful, verdant land. You've ruled the roost there for years and years, but you have yet to encounter the most beautiful man in all of the world. The multi-talented, the multifaceted, the beautiful Charlie Avell, huh?
Artemis Spencer. Next month, you have the most beautiful man in POW. Better yet, beautiful man in the Pacific Northwest. One-on-one in the POW ring. Show me what you got, and I will show you all the beauty and pretty that I have in the palm of my hands and fist.
Artemis Spencer, Charlie Avere is going to teach you about the art of war. And in the art of war, he is the greatest, most beautiful artist of them all. See you at Heartpunch.
It's going to be a tough match for both of those men, but mister, with you and Los Sicarios at ringside, Artemis Spencer is definitely going to need to watch his back. But speaking of watching backs, let's talk about this next matchup here. It's a tag team grudge match nearly a year in the making. The Flamin' Aces back together again. Spencer Scott and Zay Perez will be taking on the team of Aces High. That's the former honorary ace Caleb Kennedy and his new friend Brendan Royce. And mister, this all began when Spencer Scott suffered an injury and Caleb Kennedy stepped up.
1 year ago, the Flamin' Aces were on a roll and seemed destined to claim the POW Tag Team titles. But fate had other plans when Spencer Scott was taken out for months with a knee injury. Not wanting his partner Zay Perez to go it alone, Spencer recruited Caleb Kennedy to become an honorary ace. And the Flamin' Aces 2.0 was born. Caleb and Zay gelled quickly, but over time, miscommunication and frustration cost them big, as Caleb tried to encourage Zay to take shortcuts to victory. Enraged by Zay's refusal to abandon his moral code, Caleb turned on Zay, then pulled out an ace up his sleeve in the form of newcomer Brendan Royce, as the Aces High destroyed the original Aces in violent and devastating fashion. Now at Heartpunch, the originals face the update, and the odds are finally even, as the Flamin' Aces return to POW after nearly a year to take on Aces High.
Well, I think after this showdown with Aces High and Flaming Aces, Spencer Scott is going to need a reward, an adornment, perhaps a medal that one is given in such events. Could you guess what it is?
No, what are you talking about, mister?
A purple heart, perfect for Heartpunch because that nimby-pimby playboy Zay Perez, that hot snot Spencer Scott, they're going back to the injured list after Heartpunch on courtesy of Aces High.
That's a bold prediction. We're going to have to see how that plays out. A lot of pressure for the Flamin' Aces. The first time that Scott and Perez have teamed together in nearly 300 days. So it's going to have to be some time to get the ring rust off for sure. But speaking of pressure, mister, let's talk about a friend of the Flamin' Aces who's also under a lot of pressure this weekend. I'm talking about the brand new Wrestling with Regret YouTube champion, Kane Jaden. If you watched Heal the World last month, you know what happened. The scheduled match with me and Levi Shapiro was changed at the last minute, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But long story short, Kane Jaden was my replacement. He beat Levi to become the brand new champion. Not exactly what we had hoped to see after the bell rang. He suffered those hellacious pile drivers from Levi Shapiro, but he was able to recover. He issued an open challenge to see who might take him on for the belt, and it didn't take long for somebody to step up to the plate.
Levi, you might have dropped me on my neck a couple times, but I got a piece of you here with me. And we have a lot of unfinished business. But seeing as you're wrapped up with Brian Zane, I might as well indulge some of the joys of being a champion here in POW Pro Wrestling. So I'm throwing out a challenge to anybody on the roster that wants to step up, show me what they got, just like I've been showing the people what I got for the last 4 years here. Anybody wants to step up and take a shot at the YouTube champion? Be my guest, because I'm ready to take on all comers.
Consider your challenge accepted. You've lost your mask. You lost your identity. February 15th at Heartpunch. I'm taking this YouTube championship too.
Challenge accepted.
That's going to be an exciting matchup for the Wrestling with Regret YouTube title. Kane Jaden defending against the youngster Cole Rivera. And speaking of excitement, mister, let's talk about the War of Attrition match last month at Heal the World. That 8-man elimination matchup, it was the Jarmy versus Malcolm Flex's Army.
Not just the Jeremy, because as you know, Jonas was sick with the whatever it was.
He was sick.
Jeremy Blanchard injured, so Despicable Moi stepped in. Marcus Erics, Dr. Cleaver. They were ultimately thwarted by Flex and the Sizzle Club, whatever you want to call them. So now Marcus Erics has spent his minions, his cohorts, Dr. Cleaver and Eliza True, after Flex and King Naja for revenge here, huh?
That's right. Let's hear some pre-match comments from those two teams.
The Penthouse Players Clique. Chris Brady, King Naja. King Naja, I know you. I'm having a little bit of mixed feelings about this whole thing.
Mixed feelings? Do I mean anything to you?
I'm allowed to have mixed feelings.
Why?
The past is painful sometimes, Eliza, but the fact remains I will destroy anyone with my Despicable Me brethren.
Bro, snap out of it.
I got you.
All right now, come on.
Dr. Cleaver, I knew this day was gonna come. I knew this day was gonna come. Eventually our paths were gonna cross again. You brought me into POW Pro Wrestling as your hired assassin, your mercenary.
Did he?
And our paths, he did.
Okay.
And our paths have taken us different directions. But I'll tell you one thing that this man taught me from day one at Oregon Pro Wrestling, what's your pecs? At Oregon Pro Wrestling, is business comes first. It's never personal. So I understand you got mixed feelings about this, so do I, but it's fine.
But it's business though.
It's only business, it's not personal. So when we're done with this, maybe our paths will cross again, but next month, Heartpunch, no more love.
I gotta take this call.
No love.
Well, after Despicable Moi destroys Flex and King Naja, it's going to be, it won't matter what kind of match Flex wants to have with Jonas because he'll be so beaten down, so demoralized that he might as well just give up and go become a male stripper with that outfit, whatever that was he was wearing last month. At any rate, speaking of conspiracy, speaking of plots, speaking of future plans, you had it all sorted out last month. You knew that Brother Levi had a little glimmer of hope and compassion in his heart. You had Kane Jadon there at the ready to come out and steal that YouTube championship from Brother Levi. You took advantage of him, but alas, your due date has come. Your sell-by date is here, Brian Zane, for Brother Levi Shapiro will massacre you next month at Heartpunch, huh?
Someone put that through Google Translate. Look, I did what I had to do when Levi was seemingly so intimidated by me, he had to file an injunction to keep that YouTube title match from happening. But you know what? That is neither here nor there, because now, officially, that match is going to happen this Saturday night for Heartpunch. Myself versus Levi Shapiro, the former Wrestling with Regret YouTube Championship. The belt is not on the line in this match, but it's definitely going to happen. And you know what, mister? I've said about all I want to say when it comes to Levi at this point. So for now, folks, just watch this and you'll get the whole story.
The Wrestling with Regret YouTube Champion, Levi Shapiro. It's got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
How the hell have we gotten here, Levi? You are throwing away something that began 13 years ago at a Boys and Girls Club in Martinez, California.
The crown jewel of Wrestling with Regret, timeless Levi Shapiro.
Let's run it back to the classic connection with Buddy Royal, to the first YouTube championship reign, to the APW Internet Championship, and everything in between. We've done it all together, Levi, and I'll be damned if I lose one more friendship to something like this. Let's start from square one, man. Can we do that?
Do you promise to give me the respect I deserve?
I've wanted to do that for you since day one, booby.
Oh, God, no! We just can't be friends anymore.
Don't you forget who made this title. It sure wasn't you. It was me. I was getting sick and tired of you being a thorn in my side.
You have been successful at swatting away all of the opponents I've thrown to you. There's only one person who's really the most qualified to take that belt off you, Levi. I think it's me.
Shapiro had an injunction. You can't just be the champion of your own company, pal.
But I still can name a #1 contender, Kane Jadon.
Oh, man! No. Yes, he got him! James got him! And Levi Shapiro, power driver! Yes. Do you know what you've done? It's no longer about some stupid belt. I want my revenge, and I'm gonna show you exactly what you're gonna feel February 15th.
Levi, you motivated me to finally make something of myself in the ring.
Brian Zane finally stood up for himself.
That means I have to get back in the ring for a one-on-one match, the first one I've had in about 15 years. To fight you, I'm gonna do what I have to do, man.
I'm gonna do something I should have done a long time ago, Brian. That's gonna take you out back like the claw.
As the inaugural YouTube champion, I know you're gonna do me and this channel so proud.
We've got a four-way tag team match of epic proportions this Saturday night. The Hammer Brothers, the Cole Cousins, Dove and Dangerous, and Los Sicarios all have a shot at becoming the #1 contenders for the POW Tag Team Championship. And mister, once we decide the fate of the #1 contendership, right after that we are going to find out who they're going to be facing. In our main event, it's going to be violent, it could be bloody, and at the end, it could be heartbreaking because the losing team has to split up. It's most violent. It's the Hess Clan. And check this out for more information.
Many would argue that POW Pro Wrestling is the house that most violent built, as Funny Bone and Drexel have been the defining destructive force throughout POW's history. After putting their issue with Despicable Me to rest and finally completing unholy matrimony at Bumps in the Night 3D, Funny Bone and Drexel returned at Silent Night Violent Night to challenge the Hess Clan for the POW Tag Team titles. With Patriarch Wade Hess out of action due to illness, Uncle Sid was forced to take his place, and Most Violent took advantage of the lineup change to come away with the victory. After last month's return bout at Heal the World erupted into chaos, both teams agreed there's only one way to settle this sadistic score: a no DQ, no countout showdown for the Tag Team Championship, where the losing team must split up forever. Will Funny Bone and Drexel reign supreme, or will the house that Most Violent built be usurped by the House of Hess?
I am so goddamn mad right now! Where were you? Funny Bone! What's the other guy's name?
Just stop. All right, just stop for a goddamn minute. Yeah, all right, calm down. You know, John. Oh, boys. You know, boys, we wouldn't be in this position if 1 month ago you wouldn't have dropped the damn ball. We wouldn't be in this position if the devil himself and that Funny Bone would have been sportsmen and just forgot the match. No, they took advantage of you idiots, and I'm not gonna stand for it. I told you tonight we were gonna get our tag titles back, but they fooled us once again. Not again. Not, you want to have a Most Violent rules match? A Most Violent rules match, the devil himself and his favorite demon, the Funny Bone, against the Hess Clan? Are you kidding me? But you know what? It's fine. That's fine. I will step in to the Most Violent match. But it means this, boys. It means this. At the end of the night, the loser, they break up, they leave town. The Pacific Northwest ain't big enough for the Most Violent and the Hess Clan to exist in the same territory.
So, I haven't seen a calendar, I'm kind of confused. Is it Groundhog's Day? Because for the last 3 years, it's the same damn shit. People come in, they want to fight us, then we end up fighting them for the next 6 months to a year, and it's the same thing over and over again. We're cutting to the chase. We're going right to Most Violent rules, and we're taking you out, Hess Clan.
Let's be crystal fucking clear. We're the ones that take motherfuckers out. Ask the Massaro group, ask Ziggy Dice, ask everybody else who stood in front of me. I'm the only person to have the heavyweight strap and be one half of these motherfuckers. And there's a reason. Come February, we're gonna mind you and everyone else just who the fuck we are.
Most Violent rules. No DQ, no count out. We get to bring our toys. And whatever team loses is done.
As the video package said, POW might be the house that most violent built, but the house of Hess, the Hess clan, are going to come in, take over. They're redoing the wallpaper. They're redoing the carpets. They're repainting the outside. They're installing a little dead deer head above the mantle or whatever that is. And they are going to send most violent Funny Bone and that miscreant direct there packing for good, huh?
Well, I won't be calling you up for interior design, Mr. Ooh La La, but here's the deal. It is going to be for all the marbles, not just for the tag team titles, but the losing team must split up. I mean, think about the pressure on the Hess clan. It could be a family divided if they lose that matchup. And similarly, Drexel and Funny Bone, they're like family. They're as close as brothers. So if Most Violent were to break up, I'm not sure what the path for either of these men could be.
Well, Drexel and Funny Bone, they like to give each other a little bit of like, when they're having the triumphant moments of depraved violence. But I predict that Heartpunch are going to be kissing each other goodbye, huh?
Could be the long kiss goodbye for either team, depending on what happens here. Let's break down the card for this night of action one more time. For the POW Tag Team Championship, Most Violent will defend against the Hess Clan. We're going to find new #1 contenders for those belts in a 4-way tag team matchup. Yours truly's finally taking on that jerk-faced Levi Shapiro in a grudge match. Malcolm Flex and King Naja will battle Despicable Me's Dr. Cleaver and Eliza True. For the Wrestling with Regret YouTube Championship, the new champ, Kane Jaden, takes on Cole Rivera. The Flamin' Aces and Aces High in a tag team grudge match for the ages. Artemis Spencer takes on the most beautiful man in POW, Charlie Avell, and our champion, the Tower of Power Amira, defends against Nicole Matthews. Mr. Ooh La La, it is all going down this Saturday night live from Eugene, Oregon. If you can't be there at World Pies in downtown, you've got to check us out live at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the POW YouTube channel. Mister, this is going to be an explosive night of action. There's going to be some joy, but a whole lot of heartbreak.
And lots of joy for Pretty Charlie as he secures another victory. Most Violent will be done. We finally won't have to deal with Amira as the POW champion. The Johnny will have gold and Malcolm Flex will be trounced once and for all. Oh, and then Nimby Pimby Zaporette and the Hot Snot Spencer Scott will go away also.
Well, we'll see about that, mister, but the only way to find out is checking it out live, either live in person or on the YouTube channel. For Mr. Ooh La La, I'm Brian Zane. Hugs and kisses, it's Heartpunch. We'll see you there.